refuse to let difficult times in their lives keep them down. With me now are Annie and her husband Robert, and they've been on a mission ever since their 2-year-old daughter, Michaela, was diagnosed with a rare disorder. So, when did you realize that your daughter had a disorder?
Developmentally, she just was behind. She wasn't hitting her milestones, and everyone told us, don't worry, she'll catch up. Kids, you know, kids develop in different stages. The gap kept getting wider and wider, and on December 10th, 2007, we met with a geneticist, and she uttered the words Rett syndrome. And I remember holding my daughter and hearing the words Rett syndrome, which I had never heard of before.
Yeah, me either.
Rett syndrome is the most physically disabling disorder on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
And it's normal pregnancy. I had a phenomenal pregnancy. She came right on her due date. And then either a stagnation of skills around 6 to 18 months or a rapid regression of skills. A lot of girls do start walking and they stop. It's a completely random mutation.
And it's different in girls than boys, right? Explain the difference.
The reason why it affects girls, 20 girls each day are born with Rett syndrome. And the reason why it's with girls is because the random mutation is on the X chromosome.
Got it.
So,
X is the female chromosome.
Right.
And tell me how it affects her life. I know you have to change her position. How often do you have to change your daughter's position?
Throughout the day, I change her position every 15 to 20 minutes.
Really?
Because at 2, she's unable to crawl. She doesn't walk. So she doesn't get to explore her environment and learn like typical children do. My days revolve around her naps so that she's coherent and ready to go for her 17 hours of therapy each week.
17 hours of therapy a week?
17 hours of therapy each week, and which I fought really hard to get her.
And how has this affected you with your work?
Oh, I definitely was scheduled to go back to work, but have decided not to because at the end of the day, no one's going to take care of my daughter like I choose to. And what gets me out of bed every day is to know that in 2007 they were able to reverse symptoms completely in mice, and they were able to replicate that time and time again. So my husband and I formed a non-profit organization called Michaela Cure, where we are going to find a cure through cutting-edge research. I really think that Rett syndrome is going to be the first curable childhood neurological disorder, and it's going to open the floodgates to so many others.
How do you have time to do anything for yourself? Because I do think it is important to take care of your spirit as well.
You're right. I have very little time because I try so hard to make sure that people know about Rett syndrome and that it is just as common as cystic fibrosis and ALS, but vastly underfunded. But when I do have time, I like to sneak in a little Food Network, which is like my favorite program. I used to love to cook and entertain, and I don't get that chance.
How is this as her husband, Robert? How has it, when you look at your wife and you see how it's affecting her and how it's affecting your relationship? What's happening? She's
so dedicated to our daughter and Michaela Cure, the nonprofit, that she's lost herself. Excuse me. And
do you have hobbies? Does she have hobbies?
None. Her hobby used to be cooking, and she no longer cooks. She only cooks for Michaela now. Her release, or what she used to get away, was the Food Network, and she still records the Food Network, Paula Deen and Rachel Ray and all the shows, and she still tries to watch them when she can, and I try to give her as much time as she can.
I'm watching you now, Annie, and you're trying everything in your power to not cry right now. What's going through your head?
If you were to see my daughter, she's a babe. No one would have any idea that unless I find a cure for her, her future is going to be in a wheelchair with feeding tubes, unable to speak or use her hands. That's not a life. That's not life.
And that's where it's going to go. She does. We're fighting for our daughter's life, in reality. But at the same time, she needs a life, and that's my biggest concern. She deserves everything. She's a phenomenal person.
I think
She's beautiful.
and I think you deserve a lot too. I love your dedication to your daughter. I think we need more mothers like you. but we also, as mothers or caregivers or whatever we are, when we care for somebody else, we need to care for ourselves as well. You know, on the airplanes when they talk about before you protect your child, put that oxygen mask on yourself first. How many times do you hear that? Right? And that's a symbolism for life. It's important for Annie to take care of Annie. And Annie thought she was coming here today to talk about her daughter and to raise awareness about Rett syndrome, which you have, and awareness has been raised. But I have a surprise for you, a great surprise for you. Since Annie is such a big fan of the Food Network, I arranged for them to send you a little something special right here. Okay, it is a fabulous gift basket filled with cookbooks signed by all of her favorite Food Network chefs and great cooking products. And they even made Annie your very own personal chef's coat right here. Come on, I think it's your size. Put that on.
Oh, darling.
There we go. All right, we'll keep that open for your mic and your sexy. Sit down. Okay. And it fits really nice.
Check it out, baby.
It fits beautifully, and I'm glad it does, because guess what? We're making your dream come true today. You're about to spend a day behind the scenes at the Food Network. They are our neighbors. They're right down the street.
Oh my God.
Annie is going to tour all the studios. She's going to meet her favorite hosts, and then she's going to find out their best cooking secrets. I love it. We'll be right back. At the Food Network, so let's check out what happened.
Hi Annie, I'm Danny Boome, I'm the Food Network's rescue chef.
Nice to meet you.
Want your jacket?
Yes.
So we're going to get cooking.
Sounds good.
Danny brought her back to the Food Network's main prep kitchen, where he went right to work, showing her the secrets of being a successful TV chef. Apparently, it's all about how you hold your knife.
You want to hold it a little bit further.
Okay.
So you're rocking the wrist.
Okay.
Because if you hold it like that, it goes all over the place.
Right, with more control.
And no one does this, no one does this, no one does that.
Wow, I wish I could slice that fast.
Just watch your fingers.
Things were a little choppy at first. Before long, Annie was cooking like a seasoned pro.
Voila.
Is that it?
Oh,
Well, almost.
guess not.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Then we're going to pulse. Okay, so on the go again.
Next, Annie went to work prepping vegetables for Anne Burrell's new show, Secrets of a Restaurant Chef.
So for this show, she's cooking up Brussels sprouts. She's not just doing, you know, normal Brussels sprouts steamed that your mom made that are terrifying.
Right.
What she does, takes the bottom off.
Okay.
And then when you do that, you get all these nice little leaves. But she's not going to do these all on camera, so we have to do them for her.
Annie chopped and twisted her way through a bushel of Brussels sprouts. And before long,
How's this look, Charlie?
It looks great. It looks great. And she'll be able to use these for the dish, and then she'll be able to prep a few herself.
Okay.
It's going to be ready for you in about 5-10. I think you got to get out there.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
finally, Annie found herself out on the Food Network's main stage, handing her work over to host Anne Burrell.
So you're helping me out?
I am.
That's also one of the secrets to the restaurant chef. You have people help you out. So, you know, and another secret to being a restaurant chef also is salt, salt, salt. You know, is my favorite thing. It's part of my holy trinity in the kitchen: salt, olive oil, and bacon.
Woman after my own heart.
Well, you know, and that's why everything's better with bacon. Well, these look beautiful. Thanks so much for helping me out. I'm going to use these in my show later on this afternoon, though. But thanks for your help, and thanks so much for coming. Yay! Oh, excellent. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Tyra. Well, today wraps up my day. Today has been amazing. My mind is still reeling. Thank you so much. Mwah. Remember, if you ever need to find a chef, you know where to find me. Bye.
We're so happy that Annie had such an amazing time and her dream came true, because she really, really, really deserves it. This goes out to all the mamas out there that are giving their lives for their children. We'll be right back.